Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Allegiant Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. As tonight we get ready to bring you the final game of Day 4 in the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's Father's Day Tournament. The Docs tonight taking on Mound Time, a travel baseball club out of the Portland metropolitan area, as they make their way down here looking to go 4-0 in the tournament and secure their spot in the championship game coming up tomorrow. But for the Doc Stewarts tonight, it's win and get into Sunday's games. The Doc Stewarts right now sitting at 1-1-1 in the tournament play. Mound Time is 3-0, and the Doc Stewarts need a win to get into Sunday's matchup, the top 4 teams getting into the games on Sunday. So a lot riding on the line as the Doc Stewarts look to try and play on the final day of the tournament that they host here at Champion Car Wash Field. Good evening, everybody. I'm Joey Kieran welcoming you in to our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As we get ready for tonight's matchup, we are going to get a chance to talk with another player as we lead into tonight's game. Coming up, we're going to get a chance to hear from Brooks Avery, one of the newcomers on the team this year, one of the youngsters from the Roseburg Indians baseball team this season. Just wrapped up his junior year in high school, and will get ready for his senior year coming up next year. Brooks Avery will be our interview guest here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. As we make our way towards first pitch, want to remind everybody tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score. Hit the subscribe button to follow Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the summer. We'll go ahead and take the 2-minute timeout and come back with Brooks Avery from Roseburg High School, his first year on the Doc Stewarts. We talk more about that with the youngster on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame shows. The Doc Stewarts get ready for their final game through pool play in the Father's Day tournament, taking on Mound Time tonight. And as we get ready for the matchup, we get a chance to talk with more Docs players here as we make our way through the season. Joining us tonight is Brooks Avery out of Roseburg High School, just wrapping up a junior year there for the Indians during the spring, and first year here with the Doc Stewarts. How's it feel to be playing with the AAA ball club here coming up this summer?
It feels great. Made a lot of good friends on the team, and it's pleasure playing with them.
Yeah. Were you excited? I mean, you probably went into this summer kind of real hopeful you'll be here. Did you have a good feeling about being with the AAA club, or what were you thinking going into tryouts?
I mean, yeah, I was hoping to play for the AAA club, and just happy to be playing for them.
Yeah.
Happy to be showing them what I got.
Yeah. Were you with Pepsi last year? Is that who you played with?
Yeah, I was with Pepsi last year.
Okay. How's summer baseball been? You like continuing on after the high school season and getting a chance to kind of travel around, meet some new guys, and getting a chance to play Legion baseball during the summer?
Yeah, summer baseball is great. I plan on doing it next year, and I just want to keep playing baseball as long as I can.
For sure. It was a pretty nice year for you during the spring season with Roseburg High School. Ended up earning all-conference honors after your junior season. What did you think about how your junior year of Roseburg High School baseball went?
Yeah, it was great. It was a good starting point. I got a couple things I can get better at, work towards, which is good, and excited for next spring.
Yeah. How long have you been doing baseball? Pretty much as long as you can remember?
Yeah, I started when I was probably like 8 or 9, so I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. Have you always been like a middle infielder? Has that always been the position you like to play? Is that something you transitioned into, or?
I've always been a middle infielder.
Yeah.
Just stuck with it.
Yeah. Shortstop has that been kind of more your natural position? I know we saw you kind of move around a little bit, and we've seen it some here this summer as well with the Docs, and just knowing how many infielders the team has. But is that kind of your natural position? You feel like is being there shortstop?
Yeah, I feel like shortstop is a good position for me. I feel like that's the best position I can help the team out with. And I can play second base, shortstop. Shortstop's good though.
So we probably won't see you in the outfield though anytime soon.
It could. It comes down to it. I can be there.
If the coach needs you to.
Coach needs you.
Brooks joining us here. What do you feel like, for Roseburg High School? I know it was a good year. You guys had another season with a large senior class that's going to be graduating out. You'll get a chance to come back for your senior year next year. What do you kind of feel like is kind of where you guys are going to be at going in next year to high school baseball?
I think we're in a good spot. We're losing a couple of leaders, but I plan to come in there and hopefully lead our team, have a successful season, and just see where it takes us.
Yeah. Trying to think off the top of my head, is the junior class that's now going to be seniors coming up next year, is it a fairly large group? I know there was probably a few guys on the JV, which is so many seniors, a few guys that were JV that'll be coming up next year. Is there good numbers in that JV or that junior class for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple names that are good. I'm excited to be on the same team with, and just really excited.
Yeah. Getting into this with Doc's baseball, besides maybe the Roseburg guys you played with during the spring, did you know a lot of these other guys? Have you gotten a chance to play with some of these other guys in the past?
Yeah, I knew a couple of these guys. I didn't know a few of them, but I've gotten really close to the team recently, and love the team, man. Good team.
I feel like I probably asked you something similar to this back in the spring, but are you as young as you look?
I don't know. I'm just
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17. So, no, you're a little bit older than you look. You got that baby face on you.
Yeah.
But so let's see here. This is your first season with Docs, obviously after senior year. I would imagine you're probably going to be around, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you with the Docs. But would you have a chance to be a guy that comes back after a first year of college or anything like that? Do you know? Have you thought that far in advance?
I'm not sure completely if I can come back, but if I can come back, that's what I'd plan on, most likely.
What's it mean to be a Doc Stewart? I mean, I know I've heard through the years a lot of guys talk about just, how important this was to them, what it kind of means to be able to have that support from the community and to be able to put on that jersey. Obviously, your head coach is a guy that had a great time and a lot of memories, and I know he's told me a lot about he wants to make this something that's special for the players. What's it mean for you to be able to say that you're a Doc Stewart?
It means a lot. When I was younger, I was always watching the Doc Stewarts games, and I was like, man, I really want to can't wait till I'm up there, actually playing on the field, and I just want to think it means, I don't know, it shows a lot. When I was a kid, I wanted to be there, and now that I'm here, it's it means a lot when I'm putting the jersey on. Yeah,
now it's your turn to do what you did what those guys were doing when you idolized them when you were a little kid.
Exactly.
What Brooks Avery, what does Brooks Avery do away from the ballpark? Any hobbies or anything like that you get into away from the ballpark?
Snowboarding's pretty fun. I like spike ball. Spike ball is nice. And
do a lot of guys do? I know it's a thing. I've never really kind of came out a little bit later on in my life, so it's not something I've ever gotten into. Is that pretty big?
No, yeah, it's I'd say it's fairly big. It's really fun though with the guys, just pregame, something like that.
Yeah.
After the game, you never know. And golfing is another hobby.
Golf? You pretty good at golf?
Big golfer.
Yeah.
I like golf.
Yeah. What, you got a handicap or anything? Or?
I do not have a handicap.
Okay. All right. Well, you ever had a hole in one?
I've not had a hole-in-one.
Okay. These are the important questions. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. That's good to know that other things out there, and don't let the golf swing affect your baseball swing. That was always my big issue.
You got to go out of season.
Well, Brooks, it's a pleasure to get to know you a little bit more here, and look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of this summer, and then obviously look forward to seeing what you bring senior year there at Roseburg High School. Thanks so much for the time, and best of luck this year. That is Brooks Avery joining us here on the pregame show, the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, as we get ready for first pitch. Coaches meeting out at home plate, exchanging the lineup cards for tonight's ball game. We are, let's go ahead and take our final break of the pregame show. We'll come back with your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here in just a minute. I think they're actually going to get the national anthem going here in a moment, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break over the anthem and then come back with your first pitch and your starting lineups for these two teams. Doc Stewarts needing to win and get into tomorrow's matchups. If they do, they would be playing in the first game tomorrow at 10:30, and then the top two teams would play in the second game coming up at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see how that plays out. There's two teams tied at 3-1. Right now, you've got Mound Time at 3-0. If the Docs are able to get the win, then you'd have three teams at 3-1, and I'm not sure exactly how all the tiebreakers would work there, but we'll figure all of that out as we get to it. But Doc Stewart's tonight looking to try and get a win and looking to try and get in to the next round of this tournament here. We will go ahead and take that final break of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, and when we come back, we'll get you ready to go with the first game, make that the final game of Day 4 here from Champion Car Wash Field as they go over the ground rules for tonight's matchup. We'll take the break, come back. First pitch right around the corner on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
For the land of the free.
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem as we come back for tonight's ball game. That was a Roseburg High student. I did not catch her name as she was introduced down on the field, but a student athlete there from Roseburg High School. I heard softball and basketball, so that is a local singer, local talent out there for the national anthem. Joey Kieran here with you. We get ready for our final game of day 4, final game of pool play, and the two teams will get ready to take the field. Doc Stewarts will be your designated home team for the matchup. They'll take the field first in their blue tops and the cream white trousers. We'll take a look at your starting lineup for the Mound Time team out of Hillsboro. Your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Mound Time. Caden Kingsbury is the center fielder, followed by Nigel Phelan, the second baseman. The designated hitter is Caden Bertram, batting third and hitting for starting pitcher Jackson Bowen. The first baseman, Eli Bro, will bat cleanup, followed by Dakota Chun, the third baseman. Cooper Wygant in left field will bat 6th. Starting in right field, Aiden Rice bats 7th. In the 8th position is the catcher, Spencer Kowalski. And batting 9th, rounding out the starting 9 for Mound Time, is the shortstop, Zane Garvey. That is a look at your starting lineup for the designated visiting team Mound Time in the matchup. On the mound for the Doc Stewarts is Colton Sywell, who will get the start here tonight. Out of Bandon High School, Sywell, the big right-hander, will throw into Knox Hubbard behind the plate. Daniel Withers out at first. Cade Johnson at second. On the left side, Jalen Riddle at third. Brooks Avery at short. And the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Drew Camp. We are underway. First pitch swinging away. Fouled off by Kingsbury. There's strike one. And we are underway in tonight's ball game here at 7:03. 2-hour time limit for the matchup. No new innings after an hour and 50 minutes. We did have the one tie between the Docs and Fairfield earlier in the tourney. Swinging, that ball popped up. Should be playable. First baseman Daniel Withers into foul territory. Tracks underneath it. Makes the catch to retire the leadoff man, Caden Kingsbury. So Sywell will get the first out on a pop fly just in foul territory. It'll bring up Nigel Phelan, the second baseman. Bats left-handed against the right-hander. Takes the first pitch, a slow breaking ball for strike one. Nigel Phelan from Sherwood High School. Be a senior coming up this next year. Second team All-State utility player. Backs out of the way of a pitch inside. 2-2 count. On the mound, Colton Sywell for the Doc Stewarts. Misses, catches the inside corner for a called strike. Sywell out of Bandon High School, class of 2024. He'll be a senior coming up next year. His Bandon team making a deep run in the 2A, 1A state playoffs. Misses outside on his 1-2 delivery. 2-2 count to the number 2 hitter. Batting from the left side of the plate, Phelan waits. Strike 3 called, hitting the outside corner there. Sywell will get his first strikeout of the game. And strikeouts are brought to you by they're brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Caden Bertram, the DH, will bat with 2 down. And nobody on base against Sywell here in the top of the first inning. Doc's looking for a 1-2-3 top of the first. Missing low, ball 1. This Mound Time team coming in at 7-5 on the year. They've won 4 straight, including 3 straight here in the tournament. The 3-hitter Bertram, the DH, has taken the first 2 pitches. He's got a 2-0 count. Out of Southridge High School, last year at Pierce College. Takes high and inside. Played 30 games his freshman year at college with Pierce College. 3-0 pitch. Sywell will miss. Ball 4, and it won't be a 1-2-3 inning here in the first. The cleanup batter will get a chance to hit with a man on at first and 2 down. Eli Bro will stand in. Bro out of Century High School, will be a senior next year. Stands in for his first at-bat of the evening. Swings and foul, tips into the glove for strike one. This team made up of a lot of players out of the Portland metropolitan area. Mound Time, the academy up there, is out of Hillsboro near Liberty High School. It's the 0-1 pitch, line drive, right field, long run, and going to have to chase it all the way to the wall. Drew Camp will pick it up. A runner coming around from first will score on a double by Eli Bro. And Mound Time, which has won every one of its games in the tournament, jumps out to the early 1-0 lead. Sywell got the first two outs, but now gives up the double to Bro. Dakota Chun will stand in, the third baseman, left-handed batter. First pitch to Chun, low and inside, knocked down by Knox Hubbard. Back behind the dish. Century High School, Central Catholic, Westview, Blanchett Catholic High School, Mountainside, Sherwood, Southridge, Liberty. Pitch inside, 2-0 count here for Chun. Sunset, Westview, Scappoose, Corvallis, all represented on this team. So a conglomeration of players. Pitch just outside, 3-0 count here for Dakota Chun. Mound Time, the club program up there, the educational program. So not an American Legion baseball team, but a traveling club team. The 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4. That's a second walk issued for Colton Sywell here in the first inning. He got a strikeout and has issued 2 walks and has given up a double. 1-0 ball game at the moment. Docs playing to try and keep their tournament going here. Trying to get into one of the 2 games coming up tomorrow for the top 4 teams in the standings. First pitch hits the outside corner for a strike to Cooper Wygant, the left fielder. He was at Pierce College this last spring, I should say, up in Puyallup, Washington. He slaps it one, fouls it away down the right side towards the Newell Family Hitting Facility. And it's an 0-2 count for Wygant. Wygant used as a pitcher at Pierce College. He's getting a chance to play in left field for Mound Time here during the summer. The 0-2 pitch for Sywell, looking for the third out. Ground ball towards short. Scooped up by Avery. He goes to Cade Johnson at second. For the out, they get Dakota Chun. And that will finish things off for Mound Time here in the first. So the Doc Stewarts do give up the lead. 1 run comes in on the double by Eli Bro. But that is all that Mound Time is able to get. 1 run on 1 hit. No Doc's errors and 2 men left on base. We will head to the bottom of the first, a 1-0 ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Taking a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Brooks Avery leads things off, the shortstop. Cade Johnson, the second baseman, hitting second. The DH, Evan Martin, bats for Colton Sywell, hitting third. Knox Hubbard, the catcher, will bat cleanup, followed by Daniel Withers, batting fifth, playing at first base. At center field is Carson Dunn, batting sixth. Sebastian Watson in left field will bat seventh. At third base, hitting eighth, is Jalen Riddle, and in right field is tonight's is the 9-hitter. That is Drew Camp. First pitch swinging for Avery, ground ball to third base. And there is one out on the first pitch of the ball game for Jackson Bowen out of Sherwood High School.
Number 1, K. Johnson.
Class of 2024. Will be a senior coming up next year. He gets Avery to ground out. Cade Johnson will bat. He takes outside for a 1-0 count. Take a look at the defense here for Mound Time. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Mound Time leading 1-0 so far. A pitch high, 2-0 count for Johnson. Jackson Bowen, a second-team All-State pitcher out of Sherwood High School this year in the 6A classification. His 2-0 delivery is high to Cade Johnson. Back behind the plate catching is Spencer Kowalski for Mound Time, the battery mate for Bowen, who fires a 3-0 pitch, had the green light, grounds it to shortstop, and scooping that up is Zane Garvey. Cade Johnson on a 3-0 pitch will ground out to short. And don't know if he truly had the green light or if maybe he was unaware exactly where the count was there, but interesting decision early on in the ball game with a 3-0 advantage. Went after the 3-0 pitch and grounds out, rolls it over to shortstop. 2 down, Evan Martin will stand in, looking to try and get something going for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch fouled away. Around the diamond, Eli Bro at first, Nigel Phelan at second. On the left side, Dakota Chun at third, and Zane Garvey at short. In the outfield from left to right, Cooper Wygant, Caden Kingsbury, and Aiden Rice. That is your defensive starters. A 1-1 count here for Martin. Your starting lineups brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking to build the best defense for your home, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home this summer. 673-0363. Foul ball. 1-2 count for Evan Martin. Cooper's Pest Control, they are your locally owned bug assassins. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Jackson Bowen to Evan Martin. Docs trail 1-0 against Mound Time. That pitch high from Bowen, 2-2 count. Red tops, white pants for the Mound Time club. This time called before the next pitch on the mound. Jackson Bowen taking his time out there. Stays on the rubber, and digging back in will be Martin. The 2-2 delivery out of the windup. Martin fouls it away to stay alive. Evan Martin out of Douglas High School. Second season with the Doc Stewarts. He's been getting a lot more playing time this year. First team All-League selection there for the Trojans. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing, he didn't go around. Mound Time all thinking that was going to be strike 3. Instead, it is a full count to Evan Martin. Three-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Garvey in front of it. No problem. Toss across the diamond to wrap things up. Doc Stewart's put the ball in play, but they cannot find an opening on the left side of the infield. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We are through 1. It's 1-0. Mound Time in front of the Doc Stewarts here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the second inning, Doc Stewart's baseball is brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Colton Sywell will face the 7-8-9 hitters, Aiden Rice, Spencer Kowalski, and Zane Garvey all due up. As we start the second inning, a 1-0 lead for Mound Time. First pitch swinging, a high chopper to third. Jalen Riddle will field. He rifles across the diamond in time to get Rice. Over at first base, Daniel Withers there to receive. One away to start things here in the second inning. One run, one hit so far for Mound Time in the first inning. Colton Sywell working out of his windup. Misses inside on the first pitch to Kowalski. Spencer Kowalski from Blanchett Catholic High School. Played here during the high school season against Umpqua Valley Christian in the state playoffs. Actually got a chance to call that game as an off-speed pitch hits the outside corner. That was Blanchett Catholic eliminating Umpqua Valley Christian from the postseason. Fouls off a pitch for strike two. Umpqua Valley Christian, a local 2A, 1A school that had made it to the state championship game the year before and fell one win shy getting back there. Blanchett Catholic beat them, knocked them out, but then went on to lose to Kennedy, who finished off the undefeated season in the 2A, 1A state playoffs, winning the back-to-back state championships there for the Kennedy Trojans. A pitch in the dirt, 2-2 count for the catcher from Blanchett Catholic High School, Spencer Kowalski. Takes outside. Count goes full with one out here in the top of the second inning. Ground ball towards shortstop, Brooks Avery. Right across the diamond over to Daniel Withers, 2 away. Left side of the diamond getting a lot of work for both teams so far. Doc Stewart's had ground outs to short and third for their 3 outs in the first inning. Second inning is starting out similar for Mound Time against the Doc Stewarts. Zane Garvey will dig in, left-handed batter to round out the starting 9. Lays down a bunt, goes back towards the mound, fielded and throw to first, dodging the runner. Withers stays on the bag on the throw by Sywell. That'll finish it up, a 1-2-3 inning on the bottom third of the lineup card for Mound Time. Sywell gets them through it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 ball game. Doc Stewart's down by 1 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
First batter for the Roseburg Flint Newell Dr. Stewarts in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the pitcher number 4.
Starting the bottom of the second, Doc Stewarts will send Knox Hubbard, Daniel Withers, and Carson Dunn to the dish to try and make up a 1-0 deficit here in the final game of day 4 of the tourney. On the mound, Jackson Bowen hits the inside corner with some off speed And that is an 0-1 count to start things off here for Knox Hubbard. Tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car could be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority, so visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 1-1 count for Knox Hubbard. Out of the windup for Bowen. Misses low as he bounces that one in. 2 balls and a strike. Knox Hubbard came up with the only extra base hit last night in a 3-1 win over Klamath Falls for the Doc Stewarts. A triple to drive in a run. A 2-1 pitch outside. Docs winning yesterday 3-1 against Klamath Falls. Scored all 3 runs in the bottom of the third. Cade Johnson on the mound was able to make that hold up. 3-1 pitch. Misses high. Ooh. Never mind. That is strike 2. 3-2 count. So a full count pitch coming up for Knox Hubbard here as he steps back in. Bowen. Check swing out of Hubbard. Stays alive. Doc scoring in that third inning. A 1-out single by Brooks Avery got a runner on. He came around to score on a single by Carson Dunn. Dunn scored on a triple by Hubbard. And then Evan Martin scored Knox Hubbard on a ground out to give the Docs a 3-0 lead over Klamath Falls. There is ball 4. Took an extra couple of pitches, but Knox does work his way on base. First runner on for the Doc Stewarts. First walk of the game for Bowen. 1 on, nobody out. We've got Knox Hubbard at first and waiting to see if they're going to bring in a runner for him. It looks like that's the plan. Here comes a courtesy runner. They're going to put Logan Anderson on at first base to run for Knox Hubbard.
First base, number 14, Logan Anderson.
Courtesy runner for the catcher. Daniel Withers, the first baseman, will bat. Withers takes high for ball 1. Doc Stewart's trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Withers last in the lineup when the Doc Stewarts took on the Medford Mustangs to start out this tournament. Inside, he's got a 2-0 count. That would have been back on Wednesday when the Docs played 2 games to start out the tourney. Withers in that one was 0 for 4. The day before, he was 2 for 3 in a win over the Canyon Crushers. Excuse me, a loss to the Canyon Crushers. He takes way high as that pitch misses, a 3-0 count. Withers had 2 singles and a walk, got on 3 out of 4 at-bats in that loss to the Crushers. Looking to refine that form here. He's got a 3-0 pitch coming up from Jackson Bowen. And he takes ball 4. 4-pitch walk issued by Bowen. That's back-to-back walks. Logan Anderson running for Knox Hubbard heads to second. And that'll prompt a visit to the mound for the coaching staff. Jake McGraw, we believe, is the coach out there. These club travel ball teams don't have as much of sometimes of the structure as some of the other Legion baseball teams you have. You get different instructors that are sometimes with the teams, and sometimes you got guys with you, sometimes they're not with you. So, in fact, as I heard our PA announcer describing, the lineup card is filled with 4 players that have duplicate numbers. You've got 2 number 25s and 2 number 6s on the lineups, and that's just what you get sometimes with travel ball clubs. But obviously a talented program, Mound Time, 7-5. They have done well against Legion ball teams. They've won 4 straight against Legion ball clubs. Prior to playing some Legion teams, they played against the Collegiate Woodbat League, the Wild Wild West. They played some of those teams and went 3-5 against those collegiate teams. Squaring to bunt, Carson Dunn pulls it back. He takes strike 1. Now, Wild Wild West League up in Portland. It's 4 teams, all based in Portland, all playing their games at one field. And they're all college players, Woodbat League, so some steep competition there for this team made up of quite a few high school players. Another pitch missing, high, 1-1 here for Carson Dunn. Carson Dunn moving down in the lineup. He's normally been at the top of the order. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a run scored and an RBI. But they mix him in down in the 6th spot in the lineup card here today. He's got the 1-1 pitch. Runners at first and second. Squares to bunt. He puts it down. And that is down the third base line. No play to be made. And everybody's safe. There's the first hit of the ball game. Dunn moves down the order, but he still finds a way to get the first hit of the game. Every first hit for the Doc Stewarts is brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure you don't swing and miss with your next project. Of course, make it a hit. Head to MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek in Tri-City. Nobody out with the bases loaded. Prime opportunity for the Doc Stewarts. And the first pitch misses for ball 1 to Sebastian Watson, the starting left fielder. Docs have their fair share of guys back after 1 year removed from high school. It's a 1-0 pitch. High and inside. Sebastian Watson, one of those, although while the Docs do have a number of guys that graduated high school in 2022, not all of them went on to be with a college baseball program during the fall and spring. Sebastian Watson, one of those guys. Looking to see where things might go after a summer with the Docs here. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. On the mound, Jackson Bowen with the bases loaded behind him and nobody out. A ground ball towards first. They're going to go home for the out there. They get 1 as Logan Anderson comes sliding in, trying to see if he could disrupt the play at home. Kowalski hangs on to it. That'll go down as a 3-2 put out at home plate. Sebastian Watson on a fielder's choice. Bases are still loaded, 1 away.
Next batter, third baseman number 6, Jalen Riddle.
And Jalen Riddle will bat in the 8th spot. First pitch, strike 1. Daniel Withers now at third. Carson Dunn at second. Sebastian Watson at first. That ball in the air out to left field, not very deep. Wygant makes the catch, and the throw goes all the way to the plate. And doesn't get away from Kowalski, and there are 2 down. Doc Stewart's had the bases loaded with nobody out. A golden opportunity to try and at least tie this one up. And now it'll be up to Drew Camp, the 9-hitter, to try and see if he can do something with the bases loaded and 2 down. Camp's first pitch swung on and fouled away. At third base, Daniel Withers didn't give much of a look as if he was going to try and run on that fly ball to left field. But obviously with the throw there by Wygant, that would have been a tough ask to get the big man down the line. The 0-1 pitch, outside. Drew Camp looking to try and help out the Docs here. Camp out of South Umpqua High School. Was just a sophomore this last year. He takes well outside, 2 balls and a strike. We've got a nice mixture of young and old on this team for the Docs this year. And here's a couple of the young guys in the lineup today. 2-1 pitch. High and away, 3-1. And Bowen nowhere to put a runner here. This will be an opportunity for Camp on a 3-1 pitch coming up. Bases loaded, 2 outs, the 3-1. Misses, ball 4. We got a tie ball game. Drew Camp with a very disciplined plate appearance. Drives in the game-tying run. All RBIs, no matter how they come, are brought to you by BTB Moving. And that is an RBI for Drew Camp and sends it back to the top of the order with 2 away. The bases still loaded. BTB Moving, they'll provide the labor services for your next move, so you can get in touch with them. As a pitch high and inside, Brooks Avery kind of just going into the cradle position, pulling everything in, embracing for impact. Doesn't quite get hit there. A 1-0 pitch for Bowen. His breaking ball stays high again. BTB Moving, you can find them on Facebook. Search BTB Moving or give them a call at 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. The 2-0 pitch. Brooks underneath that one. Pops up, foul territory, first base side. The catcher, Kowalski, will make the catch. And that will finish off the side. Doc Stewart's at least get one to tie it up. Had a big opportunity there with the bases loaded and nobody out. But they do get at least one and send it to the top of the third, tied 1-1 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Going to the top of the third inning, taking a look at your scoreboard. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for both the Mound Time and Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Up to bat. Taking low and outside on the first pitch is the top of the order, Caden Kingsbury. We'll have the 1-0 count from Colton Sywell, who now has a tie game to try and protect. His 1-0 pitch misses low and outside. Top of the order here, Kingsbury 0 for 1. Nigel Phelan on deck, he's 0 for 1. And Caden Bertram, the third hitter due up, drew a walk and scored the run for Mound Time. 3-0 count here for Caden Kingsbury. Sywell will try to get something across here. The 3-0 pitch hits the inside corner, 3-1 count. Last time up, Kingsbury flew out to first baseman Daniel Withers, just into foul territory. 3-1 pitch, outside. So far, walks have been a little bit of an issue for both sides. That is the third walk for Colton Sywell. Jackson Bowen, his counterpart on the other side, also has issued 3 walks. Leadoff man on base for Mound Time. Nigel Phelan will bat. He's 0 for 1 with a backwards K. Squares to bunt and fouls it away. Tonight's ballgame brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Doc's hoping to play tomorrow, but after that they'll be off for a string of days. As a throw over to first base, back in safely goes Kingsbury. Doc's will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off before they're back to action coming up on Friday next week. Pitch high and away, 1-0 count. Doc's will be at home for a string of games until June 29th as a pickoff throw to first. The runner at first. Looked like Kingsbury was maybe thinking about trying to go, but he gets back to the bag as Daniel Withers will get to that baseball quickly. One pitch here for Sywell. Misses high and away. Doc Stewart's, after this tournament, they will play Friday the 23rd against Post 20 Dirtbags. In the dirt, 3-1 count. Sywell kind of losing his control here. It's a 1-1 ball game, but he's put one runner on with a walk. He's got a 3-1 pitch, and he will walk another batter to the backstop. And it is back-to-back walks to lead things off here in the third inning. Mound Time has been a good team in the tournament so far here this week. They are obviously 3-0 in the tournament. And you obviously don't want to give them extra opportunities with how good they've been. Mound Time, a 9-4 win over the Fairfield Expos. Mound Time then a 7-5 win over Corvallis, 14-3 over Boss Baseball, and then playing here today. So Mound Time has put up 7, 14, and 9 runs in their games. So give them extra opportunities. You're just helping them pad that number.
Better the 25A, Caden Bertram.
First and second with nobody out after the back-to-back walks. A visit to the mound there for pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. It'll bring up Caden Bertram. The DH walked and scored a run. He'll hit the first pitch he sees to right field. Drew Camp will get it there. And that is a long single. They get the ball back in quickly, but Bertram with a single loads him up. And there's nobody out with the bases loaded. The Docs did this in the bottom of the second and managed just one run. Can Colton Sywell find a way out of this one without giving up anything? We'll see if he can manage that. Docs with a little bit of activity up in their bullpen. That is Evan Corbin getting loose. Breaking ball first pitch for Sywell, in for a called strike to Eli Bro, who had a double in the first inning to drive in a run. He swings and misses for strike two. And time called. Out to the mound goes Knox Hubbard. Might need to go over some of the signs here. He immediately called time after that swing and miss, as if there was something urgent he needed to make sure that Sywell knew, which makes me believe that maybe it had something to do with the calls on the pitches out to the mound. Maybe he threw something that Knox wasn't quite ready for. The 0-2 pitch with the bases loaded and nobody out to the cleanup man Eli Bro. It gets hit off the end of the bat. It goes back to the mound. They get one there. Throw to first. Double play for the Doc Stewarts. Colton Sywell gets Eli Bro to just tap it off the end of his bat, and that'll go down as a 1-2-3 double play. And the Doc Stewarts are able to keep Mound Time off the board and get 2 outs. That is big there. Up to the plate is Dakota Chun. He takes the first pitch for strike one. Runners at second and third with 2 away. Chun drew a walk in the first inning. He gets behind one, out towards left field. Diving attempt, and a catch made by Sebastian Watson as he lays out in left field for the final out, and the Docs keep Mound Time off the board after they load the bases with nobody out. A big diving play in left field by Sebastian Watson closes out the top of the third. And defense comes up for the Docs. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on for Mound Time. A 1-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the third on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
1-1 ball game as we begin the bottom of the third inning. Cade Johnson will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts after they came up with the defense there in the top of the third. The 0-1 pitch from Jackson Bowen bounces outside. Doc Stewarts come up with a couple of big defensive plays, a double play going home to first with the bases loaded as Cade Johnson gets underneath one. That ball launched out to left center field. This ball's got a chance. It's out to the warning track, and it's tracked down by Caden Kingsbury. The center fielder will get to it on the warning track. That ball was belted. Kingsbury running all the way. His back to home plate. He makes the catch over his shoulder as he extends his left arm and pulls it in. Well, we've been seeing some defense here tonight. That was a big one out in deep center field. Cade Johnson, I thought he had enough to get it at least to the wall, and that ball just came up short of the fence at one of the deepest parts of the park. But a great job by Kingsbury to track it down. We were talking about great defense for the Docs in the top of the third. Mound Time saying we can do it too. 1-0 pitch here. Big swing and a miss out of Evan Martin for a 1-1 count. Dang. I thought he was turning and getting ready to try and make that play off the wall. Ground ball to short for Martin. Olade Garvey gets it, spins and throws to first. Will not get the tag down. Eli Bro sweeping down as the throw took him off the bag. Evan Martin will get on safely for the Doc Stewarts. That'll be an error at shortstop. A runner on, first error of the ball game for either side. Garvey looked like he might have made that a little bit more difficult than he needed to. Instead of squaring it up and attacking the ball head on, he tried to play it off to the side and ended up having to spin to make the throw to first, and that's what caused him to throw wide of the bag. Eli Bro did everything he could to try and get the tag down on Martin. Up to bat, Knox Hubbard takes low and outside for a 1-0 count against Jackson Bowen here in the third inning, a 1-1 contest. Doc Stewarts up to bat, the designated home team as the host team here in the tournament. Pickoff throw to first, gets away, up and running goes Martin. He'll head to second base. He'll get in and stop there. So a couple of errors for Mound Time here in the third inning. That is the second, and suddenly a man in scoring position with one away. Knox Hubbard walked his first time up. Eventually, the courtesy runner for him, Logan Anderson, was thrown out at home on a force out. The 1-0 pitch is high. How often do we see that? It feels like so often you see defenses play in with the bases loaded, trying to cut off the run at home. But how often do you really see a force out at home? And we had one for both teams in the third inning. So, or actually make that one in the second and one in the third. Pop fly left side towards the foul line. Catch made by Wygant. Out at second base, Martin will head back to the bag. 2 down. So Hubbs will fly out to left field for the second out. And it'll be Daniel Withers to try and see if he can bring in a run with 2 outs, a man at second base. Doc Stewart's trying to take a lead, their first of the game, if they could. Withers takes low and outside for ball 1. Doc's got a force out at home in the second inning. Actually, sorry, in the third inning. Defensively, Doc's made the force out at home. In the second inning, Mound Time did. Ground ball left side, gets through. Martin goes to third. They're going to hold him there. Wygant throws to the plate. It one hops in to the catcher, Kowalski. So the right call there by third base coach Cody Watkins. And a base knock for Daniel Withers. He's on base for a second time. Second hit in the ball game for the Docs. And the runners are on the corners with 2 down. Carson Dunn going to see if he can find a way to bring in a go-ahead run here with 2 outs. Dunn had the first hit of the ball game on a bunt. He takes inside for ball 1. Docs, if you missed earlier, they need to win in this one to find their way into tomorrow's 3-4 matchup. If not, they are done for the tournament. There's a pitch high and inside to Dunn. He's got a 2-0 count. So a win for the Doc Stewarts, and they will play tomorrow. A loss, and they are off until next Friday. For Mound Time, they've already clinched a spot in tomorrow's matchups as they pitch fouled away. Now, if they win tonight, they will clinch their spot in the 1-2 matchup. I'm not sure if they truly have already clinched the spot. I wouldn't be surprised if they've already clinched a spot in the 1-2 matchup coming up tomorrow. They're the final undefeated team in the tournament. A 2-1 pitch to Dunn is fouled away. But the Doc Stewarts, the best they can do is be the 4th team in, already playing tomorrow. Mid-Valley Southpaws, the Medford Mustangs, and Mound Time. If the Docs do not win, Boss Baseball will find their way into the 3-4 matchup. Line drive left field. Carson Dunn drives in a run. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts on the 2-out single by Dunn. All RBI are brought to you by BTB Moving, and a big one there for Carson. And I honestly did not intend on trying to rhyme on that one. I'm surprised I haven't done that before. Carson Dunn drives in the run. Evan Martin scores from third after reaching on an error. And it is now runners at first and second with 2 outs. First pitch swinging here for Sebastian Watson. That ball out to center field. Should be playable for Caden Kingsbury, and he will make the catch. So the Doc Stewarts get one here in the 3rd inning and take a 2-1 advantage. There was 1 run on 2 hits. There was 2 errors for Mound Time and 2 runners left on base. Docs leading by a run as we go to the top of the 4th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Top of the 4th inning, Doc Stewarts baseball on the Score, brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Cooper Wygant will lead things off against Colton Sywell, still throwing for the Docs into the 4th inning. He will miss Lowen outside. Aiden Rice and Spencer Kowalski, the other 2 hitters, due up here in the 4th for Mound Time. Doc Stewarts lead it 2-1. Another fastball missing low and outside for Sywell. The right-hander hits the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball slapped and fouled down the right field side. Out of play. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the 4th inning. Wygant had a fielder's choice for the final out of the 1st inning. 2-2. Breaking ball misses high and away. Colton Sywell came into tonight leading the team. Well, actually, that may not be true. There's some catching up we need to do on the game changer for the season stats, but he was one of the team leaders in strikeouts. 3-2 pitch, he misses outside, and he will issue a walk. Strikeouts have not necessarily been easy. Good hitting team here in Mound Time, it appears. And Sywell will issue his 4th walk as he kind of has been cautious against these hitters. So a runner on at first with nobody out. Sywell managed to pitch out of a bases-loaded jam in the third, but you definitely would prefer not to have to do that. Tie his shoe and resume play. Tonight's game also sponsored by Colorcraft. They're a paint store. They're not a paint department. And that's a good thing for you. They will have all the answers you need about your next paint project. Squaring to bunt. It goes back to the mound. Fielded by Sywell. He'll throw to second, but he throws it wide of the bag into center field. Wanted to try and get the lead runner, and he had a chance to do it with a good throw to second, but he throws it into center field, and so Cooper Wygant will get into second base. On with a fielder's choice is Aiden Rice. And there's runners at first and second. First error of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. Sun setting here in Douglas County. A cooler day today as the shadows are starting to creep across the diamond. A ball fouled away. The sun poking out behind some clouds, high hazy clouds here in the Umpqua Basin tonight. Temperatures cooling off. Looking at only 61 at the moment here in Douglas. That feels crazy to think on a June day. Another square to bunt for Kowalski, and another foul ball back to the net. Trying to move the runners up, and so far he's not been able to put something down in fair territory. 0-2 count. Sywell will deliver. Got him to swing and foul it off. At the plate, Kowalski stays alive. (0-2) count. Sywell stares in, wants a different signal from Knox Hubbard. Gets what he wants. The 0-2 pitch with runners at first and second. Breaking ball lined into left field. They are going to hold the runner at third. Bases are loaded and nobody out for a second consecutive inning for Mound Time. Kowalski will get his first hit of the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. And it's the shortstop and 9-hitter Zane Garvey that'll get a chance to bat. They do bring in a courtesy runner at first. And that is Titan Pasco, who came in to run at first. Pasco from Hawaii.
Running at first base, number 86, Titan Pasco.
Do have, I believe, Evan Corbin out there throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. Yep, that is Corbin again. He was up and throwing last half inning. The 9-hitter Garvey, left-handed batter, will stand in. Takes high and away, ball one. Game time run on at third here in the top of the fourth inning. Out of his windup, Sywell. Just outside. Doc Stewarts lead this one 2-1 here in the top of the fourth inning, but Mound Time for a second straight inning, threatening with the bases loaded and nobody out. The 2-0 pitch. Line drive, snagged at third by Riddle, and then back to the bag. He dives, but everybody's safe. What a play by Jalen Riddle, getting up to snag the line drive for the first out. And that ball robbed for Zane Garvey. Had a chance to tie this game up, but Riddle at third makes a great defensive play. One away, bases still loaded, top of the order here. Pitch in the dirt for ball one to Caden Kingsbury. Kingsbury, a walk and a fly ball out, and time called. They're going to get a new fresh baseball out to Sywell, as looks like Knox Hubbard might have gotten some of the rubber pellets up into his under his face mask, into his eye. Sweat, those rubber pellets just sticking in there. That's uncomfortable. One away, bases still loaded, top of the order. Doc's looking for a ball they can try and get out of the inning with. currently leading 2-1. Kingsbury made a great defensive play in the third inning. Takes just outside for a 2-0 count. He had the catch running to the warning track in dead center field, deep out there on Cade Johnson. He's at the plate with a 2-0 count now. He'll fly one to center field. This will be enough to tie this one up. Might be more. Caught by Carson Dunn, who returns the favor, makes a catch in deep center field. But it is a sac fly for Caden Kingsbury to tie this game up. Now it's a 2-2 ball game with 2 down. Dunn, a long run to get to that ball. Able to come away with it. Scoring was Wygant from third. Everybody else stays put. At second base is Aiden Rice. At first base is Spencer Kowalski. Actually, that is the pinch runner, Titan Pasco, that came in for him. Coach Eric Savage is out of the dugout talking to the home plate umpire for some reason. Not sure what could be the discussion on that one. 2 away, runners at first and second. Doc Stewart's now in a tie ball game, 2-2. Nigel Phelan, the second baseman, left-handed hitter, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Takes high and away. So both teams able to match what the other continues to do. Mound Time took a 1-0 lead. Docs tied it up in the second. Docs take a 2-1 lead in the third. Mound Time ties it up here in the fourth. Breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 count for Colton Sywell trying to get through the fourth inning. If he can get through the fourth with a game tied, then hand it off to Evan Corbin. You kind of like where Docs are at there. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball chopper, third base side. Field by Avery. Long throw over to Withers, and that will finish it off. So the Doc Stewarts play clean behind Colton Sywell. And Sywell manages to make his way through the fourth inning without giving up too much after the bases were loaded with nobody out for a second straight inning. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There was 1 throwing error on a throw to second base, and there is 2 runners left on base. It's 2-2 our scores. We go to the bottom of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
By the way, 06.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
First pitch to Jalen Riddle, who came up with a big defensive play there in the top of the fourth. Fouls it off to the right side for strike 1, as he will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts in this tie ball game. 2-2 our contest. And on the next pitch, he belts this one deep down the left field side. That ball one hops off the top of the fence, racing into second, a head-first slide, and Jalen Riddle in with a leadoff double for the Doc Stewarts here in the fourth. Extra base hits are brought to you by BTB Moving. Jalen Riddle moving around the bases on that leadoff hit, and he puts the Docs with a man in scoring position. BTB Moving, they'll help you when you're looking to move your home base. That is BTB Moving at 541-315-0122, or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. On the mound, Jackson Bowen still going. Ground ball, slow roller, third base side. Going for third will be Riddle. Throw to first, gets away. Docs have a chance to take the lead again. Riddle will come in to score as Drew Camp will slide into second base. Docs regain the lead, 3-2. Jamie Burke, the big winner? Attaboy. Sorry, got distracted here in the booth. Drew Camp comes up. He gets on with the throwing error by third baseman Dakota Chun. The sun's starting to get to that tough spot on the right side of the diamond, and Eli Bro couldn't scoop that ball out of the dirt on a low throw by Chun. That allowed Drew Camp to get to second, and the ball getting by allowed Jalen Riddle to score. Riddle was going to get to third.
50-50 tickets out.
And
tickets out real quick while we got time.
Jalen Riddle was going to get to third, but on the overthrow, he comes around to score. Drew Camp will get to second base, and the Doc Stewarts take a 3-2 lead. That's the third error in the ballgame for Drew Camp. It is the Father's Day tournament, and they had a big Father's Day prize here. I guess like an overnight stay, I think, at Seven Feathers, some free golf, and some other stuff. And father of Doc Stewart's player Parker Burke, Jamie Burke, winning the prize, it looked like. So congratulations to him. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. That's pretty cool that Jamie gets a chance to win that. One of the dads of the players for the Docs. And also pretty cool to celebrate dads here this weekend. Quick time there called by Mound Time. Docs with nobody out and a man in scoring position will send Brooks Avery to the plate. He squares and pulls it back as he takes the pitch high. Ducks out of the way.
Number 5, Brooks Avery.
Brooks Avery, 0 for 2 in the game. The last time up, he flew out to first base. Flew out in foul territory to the first baseman. A 1-0 count. Avery squares again, pushes at third base. Actually, drags at third base side. That's strike one. Doc Stewarts have Drew Camp at second base. They have a 3-2 lead, playing to try and keep their Father's Day tournament alive. A win, and they'll be playing tomorrow morning at 10:30. It is a 1-1 count. Fouled away. And Avery has a 1-2 count. On the mound, Jackson Bowen. Still in the game for Mound Time. They do have an arm throwing in their bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Brooks Avery, with nobody out and Drew Camp out at second base. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Avery. That's the first strikeout in the game for Jackson Bowen. 1 down, a big strikeout for him there. So it brings up Cade Johnson, who had that deep fly ball to center field that somehow Caden Kingsbury got to in time. I still don't know exactly how he got to that baseball. That ball was well struck. In the dirt on the first pitch by Bowen. Didn't catch the number of the guy thrown in the bullpen for Mound Time. Saw it for a moment, but then he bent over to sit down on the ground. A 1-0 delivery here for Cade Johnson. He gets this one opposite field. That's going back as Aiden Rice tailing towards the line. That ball's over his head. It's going to be over the walls at 1 hops for a ground rule double, and that'll bring Drew Camp around to score. Doc Stewarts make it a 2-run ball game on a ground rule double by Cade Johnson. Johnson will pick up the RBI, drives in a run, extra base hit. All of that is sponsored, as you know, by BTB Moving. That looks like it's going to be it for Jackson Bowen as he'll exit with a 4-2 deficit. Doc Stewart's got the bats going here in the 4th. They lead this one right now by a score of 4-2. They've had 2 doubles. Before we take a break, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on The Score. Doc Stewarts lead it 4-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and a pitching change coming. All pitching changes are brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're considering a change when it comes to your coverage, get in touch with Chris. We'll tell you more about how you can when we come back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
New man on the mound for Mound Time will be Max Gregg, the right-hander from Corvallis, whose father was a professional baseball player, you might remember, Kevin Gregg. He's now the coach up there at Corvallis High School.
Batter number 16,
but Max Gregg will take over. A familiar arm. He played against, we faced him, I believe, last year when he was playing for the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen, now playing with Mound Time this summer. His first pitch, ground ball left side's going to get in for a base hit for Evan Martin as he leads things off. Into third base goes Cade Johnson, and the Doc Stewarts will get a base hit against the new man on the mound. So Evan Martin on for a second time, gets his first hit of the game. That pitching change was brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. He'll help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. Contact Chris Hubbard at State Farm or at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Chris Hubbard, father of Knox Hubbard, who will dig into the plate with 1 out and runners on the corners, and now make it runners at second and third as first pitch running, Evan Martin gets into second base. A 1-0 count for Knox. Knox had a walk in the second inning, flew out to left field last time up. He'll take for a 2-0 count. Max Gregg comes in. Max Gregg was a senior this year at Corvallis, named a first-team All-State pitcher for the Spartans and the 5A classification. It's 2-0 pitch. Misses outside. Count goes to 3-0. Doc Stewart's leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the fourth, needing to win to play tomorrow here in the Father's Day tournament. On the mound, Max Gregg. A 3-0 pitch. They play with the infield in with runners at second and third and just 1 out. Doc's already with 2 runs in here in this frame. There's ball 4, a walk issued to Knox Hubbard. Hubbs gets his second walk of the game. I imagine we'll see Logan Anderson. There he is, heading out to first. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Daniel Withers, who's 1 for 1 in the game with a walk and a single. Withers an opportunity here to try and help the Docs out and stretch this lead. First pitch. That ball up the middle, played behind second. They get 1, throw to first, they'll get 2. And Mound Time will get out of things here in the fourth. It looked like Withers was going to have a base hit to drive in some more, but he grounds up the middle, and it's easily fielded for the double play by second baseman Nigel Phelan. So Withers is out at first, and Logan Anderson was out at second for the second out. Doc Stewarts, though, do score twice and take a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the 5th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
We get another Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance call to the pen. Evan Corbin will take over for Colton Sywell. Got a first pitch foul ball for a strike, but the leadoff man, Caden Bertram, on the second pitch he sees from Evan Corbin, will single to right center field. Second hit of the game for Bertram, and he is on to lead things off here in the 5th inning for Mound Time. Doc's leading 5, make that 4-2 as we start the 5th inning. Evan Corbin, a pitch belted to left field, is going to one-hop to Sebastian Watson as Eli Bro will get a hit. And that is back-to-back singles against the new man on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. First and second for Mound Time. Dakota Chun will bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a visit out to the mound for Knox Hubbard. All pitching changes brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsures.com for a free quote today or give Chris a call at 541-672-3301. He'll help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life, home, and auto insurance to fit your budget. So Colton Sywell goes 4 innings, exits with a lead, so we'll see if the Docs can hang on to that. Right now, game-tying run is on at first. Evan Corbin on the mound, faces Dakota Chun, the left-handed hitter. First pitch, that one's fouled away for strike 1. Heart of the lineup, let's see now, 5 hits in this ball game for Mound Time, and 4 of them have come from the 3 and 4 hitters who just hit back-to-back singles. So see if Evan can handle the rest of the lineup like Colton was doing. Chun swings. He got tied up on a breaking ball inside to the lefty, and it's an 0-2 count. Nobody out here as we lead off things in the 5th inning. Runners at first and second. Corbin's 0-2, missing low and outside. So both starting pitchers now out of the game. Jackson Bowen went 3 1/3. Swing and a miss for, he got a piece of it, not strike 3 for Dakota Chun. He got just enough of it to stay alive. So he'll be back into that left-handed batter's box. He'll have the 1-2 pitch from Corbin. That one, he didn't get any of it. Swing and a miss, caught by Hubbard. And there is a strikeout for Evan Corbin. He gets a strikeout, first out here in the 5th inning. First punch out for him. All strikeouts are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Don't strike out with dinner tonight if you're looking for a late night option. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Cooper Wygant will stand in. First pitch check swing, holds off for ball 1. Wygant a walk and a fielder's choice. The 1-0 pitch for Corbin. Runners at first and second. That's low. For Sywell, goes 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. That ball in the air out to right field. Long run for everybody. It's going to get down. One hops to the fence, It'll be picked up by Camp. 1 run's coming in. They're going to send a second run. The throw is not going to make it to the plate. We're tied at 4. It's a 2-run double by Cooper Wygant, as he will drive in Caden Bertram. And Eli Bro scores from first. So it's all squared up again, 4-4. We've been seeing a lot of this here tonight. That ball carried to the alley out in right center. 2-hop the fence. Drew Camp got to it first.
New batter for Mound Time, number 16.
Going to bring in a new man here. Aiden Rice had come out of the game. Batting in his spot is Connor Stone. He'll take one for strike 1 in his first at-bat. Connor Stone out of Sunset High School, a senior this year for the Apollos. He'll hit a ground ball to short, scooped up by Brooks Avery. Low throw to first, but picked up by Withers. They get the out at first, 2 away. Up to third base goes Cooper Wygant, who tried to kind of get in the way of Brooks Avery and disrupt his focus on that ground ball coming that direction. But he was able to stay with it. And a nice play on the back end by Withers to scoop the ball at first. 1-0 count to start things off for Spencer Kowalski, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Swings and misses for strike 1. One count. Swing and a miss again for Stone. And he's got a 1-2 count. Tie ball game again. A 2-run double for Cooper Wygant, who's at third base, has tied this one up. He's the go-ahead runner. A 1-2 pitch in the dirt for Corbin. Docs need one more out to get out of things here in the 5th and try to see if they can regain the lead in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch just misses, and Kowalski will have himself a 3-2 count. Corbin delivers, misses, ball 4 inside. So a walk to Kowalski, his second time on base. The catcher will get a courtesy runner. Pasco will run out there again. So runners on the corners, 2 away. Zane Garvey, the shortstop, will stand in. Chance to try and give Mound Time the lead as they've battled back to tie it up. Corbin's first pitch fouled off. Doc Stewarts had scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning to take the 4-2 advantage. Mound Time gets it right back here in the top of the 5th. Out off speed right down the middle for strike 2 to Garvey. He's got the 0-2 count. Lights starting to kick on as the sun's starting to head behind the Callahans. Still plenty of blue sky overhead, but the shadow's starting to creep across the diamond. 0-2 pitch from Corbin. Line drive. That ball foul down the first base side. Close one there. Just foul. So back to the plate, Garvey, who's out in front. I believe that was an off-speed pitch there out in front of it. The 0-2 pitch once again for Corbin, trying to get the final out. Runner going, throw airmailed to center field by Knox Hubbard. So a run will score on the throwing error. Just didn't come out of the hand right there for Hubbard. Stolen base for Kowalski. Excuse me, that is Pasco that'll steal second. And it is now 5-4. Mound Time in front with a runner at second and 2 away. 1-2 count at the plate for Garvey. Out there, Jake McGraw talking with the umpire on the infield. I think he's trying to ask about the deke possibly at second base on a ball that sailed to center field. I think there might be a rule about deking the runner on that. and that it could be considered, I guess, interference of some sort and allow the runner an extra 90 feet. And I don't believe that Jake McGraw is going to get the call he wants out of this, but he is definitely taking his time making his case. Doc Stewart's Baseball tonight brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Evergreen Family Medicine is in Sutherland, and they're now open for business. Check out their new facility below the golf course with state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. 1-2 count with a man at second. Now a one-run lead for Mound Time. Another ball fouled away by Garvey. Stays alive. 3 runs in here in the 5th inning. Right now, 2 of them are earned runs against Evan Corbin. His 1-2 pitch, grounder, first base side, picked up by Withers. He'll flip it to Corbin, and there's your final out in the 5th. But Moundtime rallies back. They score 3 here in the 5th inning to take a 5-4 lead, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Doc's looking to make up a 1-run deficit once again. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Max Gregg now with a lead to work with on the mound for Mound Time. Misses inside to Carson Dunn, who will lead things off for the Docs. 5-4 our score here in the 5th. Mound Time in front of the Doc Stewarts. The 1-0 pitch at the knees for a called strike. It's been back and forth throughout this one. Mound Time with a run in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. Squaring to bunt, Dunn tries to put that down, but it goes behind him. Foul ball, 1-2 count. Doc Stewart's got a run in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 4th. They had a 4-2 lead at the bottom of the 4th, but give it right back in the top of the 5th as 3 runs come in. 2 of them earned runs against Evan Corbin. 1-2 delivery here to Dunn. Reaches, grounds it, third base side. Scooped up by Chun. His throw to first gets by. Carson's going to head for second. He's got good speed. He'll easily get there. And another throwing error by Dakota Chun. And the Doc Stewarts have the game-tying run at second base. That'll be the 4th error in the ball game for Mound Time. Doc Stewart's with 2 of them. So neither team's played completely cleanly. We've seen some great defense at times, and then we've seen some head-scratching defense at times in this one here tonight. Sebastian Watson will stand in. 0 for 2 in the ball game, looking for his first hit. Flew out to center field his last time up. Squares to bunt, pops it up. That's playable, and the catch is made by Kowalski. So that's 1 away. Docs were hoping that sacrifice would move a runner up. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for Sebastian Watson. So 1 down, Jalen Riddle will bat. Riddle had a double to the left field corner his first time up. Actually, his last time up. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Breaking ball, going for third is done. He's in safely. And so the Docs couldn't get the sacrifice bunt down. They'll just go to the steal instead. Kowalski's throw just behind, and Dunn into third base safely. He's got to walk it off here. Went into the bag and slid over the top of it. Seems to be good to go. So they'll bring the defense in. A runner at third with one away. Jalen Riddle at the plate. If he could do what he did again, belt one out to the outfield, he's got an opportunity to drive in the run. Tie this one up. Pitch bounces in for Gregg. Max Gregg on the mound. A 2-1 count. Or, excuse me, a 2-0 count. Gregg will set with Dunn at third. Misses low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Jalen Riddle eventually came around to score on a throwing error by Dakota Chun in the 4th inning. Part of the Docs 2-run frame that put him in front. There's ball 4, missing outside. Gregg will issue a 1-out walk, his second. That is 5 walks now for Doc Stewart's hitters. Up to bat is Drew Camp. Grounded one to third his last time up and reached on in the error. Ended up at second base. That allowed the Docs to score a run. They were eventually going to score that run anyways as a pickoff throw to first base. Cade Johnson would have scored Jalen Riddle whether or not Drew Camp had gotten on with the error anyways. First pitch here to Camp. Swings through it for strike 1. So only one of those 2 runs in the 4th inning were earned against Jackson Bowen. Max Gregg on the mound in relief. The 0-1 pitch. Low and inside, heading for second. There's no throw from Kowalski. Into second base will go Riddle. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at second and third with 1 out. Max Gregg, so far, this is his 6th batter faced. He's given up 2 walks, a hit. But he did get the Docs to ground into a double play to end things in the 4th. Camp trying to drive in the game-tying run from third. He'll put this one in the air to right field. That might have a chance to do more. It's over the head of the right fielder, Aiden Rice. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Docs are going to regain the lead here in the 5th. And Drew Camp has himself a triple. Drew Camp, a triple to right field over the head of Aiden Rice. Drives in 2, and the Doc Stewarts are back on top. Coming in to score, Carson Dunn. Jalen Riddle as well. And that error to lead off the frame proves a bit costly. Doc Stewart's in front, 6-5 here in the bottom of the 5th, and just 1 out, top of the order. Brooks Avery a chance to try and add to it. He'll push a bunt, first base side, the throw to the plate, not in time. Diving head first, Drew Camp gets his hand on the plate as the tag hits the back end of him. And an RBI for Brooks Avery on the fielder's choice. This is the wrong replay for those that are watching online at 541radio.com. They don't automatically advance. Here is the play. This was the replay for the score on the bunt by Avery. He pushes it first base side, and yeah, that throw just behind, and Camp able to get there just ahead. 7-5. Docs back in front by 2 with a runner on at first. Brooks Avery, RBI fielder's choice. On the bunt down the first base side, Drew Camp comes in to score as Max Gregg threw to the plate. I'll bring up Cade Johnson, who is 1 for 3 after a visit to the mound. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. At the plate, Cade Johnson. Runner going, throw to second base, not in time. And the second baseman, Phelan, couldn't believe he didn't get the call on that one. It was close, but a good jump there by Brooks Avery puts him into scoring position. Cade Johnson at the plate with just one out. Gregg delivers, bounces it outside. Avery will stay at second base. A 1-1 count here for Cade Johnson. Doc Stewart's trying to keep their tournament life alive here in this Father's Day tourney at Champion Car Wash Field. They are the host team, so they got a little bit of pride. They want to be playing on the last day, don't want to be spectators while other teams are playing on their field. And they've got a chance to get into tomorrow's action with a win in this one. It wouldn't be the championship game, 1 versus 2, but it'd be the 3 versus 4 matchup. The 1-1 pitch by Gregg, fouled off by Johnson. Just a bit of an awkward swing there by Johnson. I think lost one of his hands on the bat as he went around. 1-2 count. Cade Johnson trying to keep things going here with 1 out in the 5th. Docs have scored 3 runs to retake a 2-run advantage. Brooks Avery at second. That ball is going to get in for an extra base hit. Cade Johnson with another extra base. They're sending Avery around. Johnson into second, and the Doc Stewarts add another. Second double and second RBI of the game for Cade Johnson as he belts that one down the left field line. Long run for Cooper Wygant out in left field. And the Doc Stewarts bring home Brooks Avery, and they now lead it 8-5. That's 4 runs in here in the 5th against Max Gregg. Another man at second base with just 1 out for the Docs. Heart of their lineup up here, it's Evan Martin to bat. That's another RBI and another extra base hit for Cade Johnson. Those are brought to you by BTB Moving. You can book them for your moving needs at BTB Moving. Find them on Facebook or at 541-315-0122. They'll help you in Roseburg, Douglas County, or around the state of Oregon. So if you're up in the Portland area, you need a little bit of help, BTB Moving is the ones to call. High and away for Gregg, a 1-0 count. Make that a 2-0 count. Out at second base, Cade Johnson traded places with Brooks Avery. The 2-0 delivery here for Evan Martin. Gets underneath it, fouls it away for strike 1. So was working on trying to put the final line together for Jackson Bowen. We'll see here. On the mound right now, Max Gregg out of the bullpen is taken over. Swing and a miss. He gets strike 2 against Evan Martin. So Jackson Bowen will not factor into the decision. He left the game when it was 4-2 in favor of the Docs. Then Mound Time retook the lead, and now Max Gregg is given the lead back up. So a no decision for Jackson Bowen and for Colton Sywell, the other starting pitchers. That ball came high and inside, and it got him. I wasn't sure if Martin had spun out of the way of that one or not, but he gets on base with a hit by pitch as he got buzzed by Gregg. That one high and inside. Got away from Gregg. So Martin gets on. First and second, still just 1 out. Knox Hubbard will bat. Third time on base for Evan Martin tonight. He's reached on an error, a single, and a hit by pitch. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's regaining the lead. After taking a 4-2 advantage, they gave up the lead. We're down 5-4 to start the inning, and now have scored enough to take an 8-5 lead. 4 runs in here in the 5th. Knox Hubbard takes outside for ball 1. Shadows now filling up the entire field. Lights starting to take effect here at Champion Car Wash Field as we play into the evening. Just outside from Greg, 2-0 count. 8th hitter to the plate for the Docs here in the 5th inning. And they'd like to add as many as they can, knowing that this Mound Time team can definitely, they can put up some runs as well. 2-0 count to Knox Hubbard. Takes a strike on the inside corner as he scooted back out of the way a bit. So Knox Hubbard at the dish with a 2-1 count, 1 away, runners at first and second. Knox fouls it away. Doc Stewarts have had a triple and a double here in this one. Got the help of an error on a throw to first base. And there's been a walk in there, and a fielder's choice when they tried to get a tag play at home instead of getting the runner at first on a sac bunt. Docs have put 4 runs across. It's a 2-2 count for Knox Hubbard, an 8-5 ball game. Knox skies this one left side. It's in foul territory. Could be playable for Chun. He will make the catch just in front of the foul line or the fence line, and there's 2 away as the Docs will foul out there for Knox Hubbard. Brings up the 9th hitter to the plate here in the 5th inning, Daniel Withers, who bats 5th in the lineup card. And he has an opportunity to drive in a run. He's 1 for 2 in the game with a walk and a run scored. Last time up, grounded out to second base. At second right now is Cade Johnson. At first, Evan Martin. First pitch bounces, gets away from Kowalski, and behind the plate, Kowalski has to chase it down. The runners both advance 90 feet. Off-speed pitch there. Just in the dirt. It looked like Kowalski he knew it was coming, knew what he had to do, but it just executing it on that slow breaking ball to the plate was not as easy as it seemed. And the runners both move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. Greg misses high with his fastball there, a 2-0 count. Daniel Withers ahead, runners at second and third. A big opportunity with 2 outs for Withers. He'll take low and outside, and he's close to getting on base one way or the other here. Waiting on deck, Carson Dunn. He led off the inning with a ground ball to third, got on with a throwing error, and took second on the overthrow to first. The 3-0 pitch does catch the edge of the plate for strike 1 to Withers. Docs in front, 8-5. The 3-1 pitch. Withers underneath it, out to center field. Kingsbury comes underneath it for the final out. So that will finish things off here in the 5th inning. Doc Stewart sent 9 hitters to the plate. They score 4 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. They regain the lead. It is now 8-5 as we go to the top of the 6th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Number 10, Kingsbury.
Evan Corbin on the mound for the Doc Stewarts as we go to the top of the 6th. It is Caden Kingsbury to lead things off. Took the first pitch in the dirt, gets another one down low, and it's a 2-0 count from Evan Corbin, who is out for his second inning of work. Corbin gave up 2 earned runs, 3 runs total on 3 hits, an error, and 1 walk in that 5th inning. So he's looking to settle in here. He's got a 2-0 pitch. Hits the inside corner for a strike against Kingsbury. Kingsbury is 0 for 1 in the game. A walk and a sac fly, has driven in 1. The 2-1 pitch. Grounder, third base side. Gets by Jalen Riddle into left field. Big turn at first, but Kingsbury will hold there. He gets on to lead things off here in the 6th. For the Doc Stewarts, their 3rd error of the ball game. On the other side, 4 errors in the game for Mound Time. Runner on at first with nobody out. First pitch misses to Nigel Phelan. 1-0 count. Phelan 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. He takes outside. Doc Stewarts have Parker Burke warming up in the bullpen. He's been their closer this season. 2-0. Ground ball foul. Out at first base, Caden Kingsbury started going to second. He was trying to deke out the defense, put the brakes on pretty quickly, so he was not truly going to try and steal. Area 4 play going on tonight. This is a ball foul, hit up in the air. Left side, foul territory, not able to get there in time. Sebastian Watson. I got to remember, there's certain things that come back to you throughout a season, and Area 4 league play, not Area 4 play. Area 4 league play going on tonight. The Emerald Challengers are down in Grants Pass to take on the Nuggets. That is the league opener for both those teams. Another ball fouled left side, headed to the Doc's bullpen, and that'll fall harmlessly. It'll stay a 2-2 count for Nigel Phelan. The Challengers got a win in game 1 of that one, 11-1 over Grants Pass. 2-2. Low and inside, full count. Docks and Klamath Falls were the only other teams that have played Area 4 games so far. They split, so they were leading the way at 1-1 each. Another foul ball for Phelan, and he stays alive on the 3-2 count. So the Challengers, if they can sweep that Area 4 doubleheader down at Grants Pass, they will take the lead in the Area 4 standings. 3-2 pitch. That ball lifted to left field. It's going to drop in front of Watson. Up to second base goes Kingsbury. And that is a single, first hit of the game for Phelan. And it puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Doc Stewart's leading by 3, but that can change in a hurry. In fact, the game-tying run will come to the plate here in Caden Bertram. Bertram was the first batter to face Evan Corbin in the 5th inning and led things off with a single. First pitch, outside, Hubbard scoops it up. 1-0 count. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. You can visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Corbin misses outside. He has struggled to consistently find the strike zone here tonight, but these hitters, they're tough, and so pitchers are trying to induce them to swing and miss at stuff outside the zone. A ground ball first base side. That's Withers going to second for 1. Throw back to first will not get there in time. They'll get the runner at second. It puts them on the corners. First and third as they get Nigel Phelan at second. That'll go down 3-6 for the out there. Caden Kingsbury moves to third, and Caden Bertram will get on with a fielder's choice. He's been on base 4 times in 4 plate appearances. The cleanup man, Eli Bro, will stand in. He is 2 for 3. A double and a single. He's got an RBI. He's trying to drive in one here and cut into a 3-run deficit. Takes the first pitch just below the knees for ball 1. Bro has been successful at the plate, also scored a run, but he's also grounded into a double play back in the third inning. Docs would love to see that again. That was the rare home to first double play. 1-0 pitch. That ball belted to left field on the run. Sebastian Watson, he makes the catch. The runner will tag at third and head home, but at least the Docs will trade an out for a run as Eli Bro belts one deep to left field for a sac fly. His second RBI of the night, 2 down. Scoring was Kingsbury. Staying at first was Caden Bertram. 8-6 the score with 2 down in the top of the 6th inning, and Dakota Chun will bat. The lefty 0 for 2. He gets behind one out towards the alley in left center. That gets down for a base hit, his first of the night. And the 6th inning continues for Mound Time. Chun singles right between Carson Dunn and Sebastian Watson. Bertram moves up to second base. So first and second, and Cooper Wygant will bat. He had the big double towards the alley in right center his last time up. He'll take outside for ball 1. Wygant has scored twice. He's been on base all 3 times he's been to the plate here tonight. The 1-0 pitch fouled away. Doc Stewarts will have Carson Dunn at the plate to lead things off in the 6th inning, as they will try to add some more insurance, leading right now 8-6 with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, trying to get the final out with runners at first and second. A 1-1 pitch for Corbin. That ball right side coming in. Drew Camp will run in and make the catch. And that is the final out of the 6th inning. So the Doc Stewarts give one back, but they hang on to the lead on top 8-6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. For Mound Time, 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 Doc's error and 2 men left on base. We will head to the bottom of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Carson Dunn leading things off for the Doc Stewarts, facing Max Gregg. Pitch inside, evens up the count 1-1 after Dunn started out with a swing and a miss. Dunn leading off things for the Docs for a second consecutive inning. A 1-1 pitch hits the inside corner there, and Dunn behind 1-2. Realizing an interesting development could be happening here in this one. More on that in a moment. The 1-2 pitch with nobody out. An 8-6 lead for the Docs. That pitch even further inside, Dunn out of the way, a 2-2 count. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 2-2 pitch for Max Gregg. And he's gone inside every single time, and Carson Dunn finally wears one, hit him right in the back. And he will earn his way on base there. Second hit batter for Max Gregg. So what I was realizing as we were getting this inning started, I was looking at the time to make sure I was on time for my next legal ID, but there is a 2-hour time limit for these games, and the rules stated no new innings after an hour and 50 minutes. This game started at 7:03, so 9:03 would be 2 hours. We are 3 minutes away from hitting the 1 hour and 50-minute time limit before no new innings. So this half inning goes another 3 minutes. Do we start the 7th inning is my question. I guess we'll wait to find out. Sebastian Watson at the plate. Pickoff throw to first for Greg. Not in time to get done. 1-0 count. The last game of the day, so it's not a huge issue if you go long, but we also had that situation on Wednesday. As a ball in the dirt, Dunn heads for second base, and he'll get in as the throw got into center field. Just barely. The shortstop backing it up out there. So Dunn will take second. It's a 2-0 count at the plate for Sebastian Watson with a man in scoring position. Greg, 2-0 pitch to Watson. Swung on and missed. On Wednesday, the Doc Stewarts were tied after 8 innings of play with Fairfield, 3-3, and that is where the game ended because they hit the 2-hour time limit. 2-1 pitch. Dunn trying to steal third. The throw gets knocked away by the third baseman, Chun. The throw was going to beat him. Dunn was, if that throw didn't one-hop in, and if Chun hangs onto it and gets the tag down, Carson Dunn's probably out at third. But as it stands, that ball one-hopped in off the glove of Chun, and in safely goes Carson Dunn. He stands at third with nobody out. The 3-1 to Watson is ball 4. So runners on the corners for the Doc Stewarts with nobody out. My apologies for those watching. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Jalen Riddle will bat. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. The pitch gets away from the catcher. Kowalski has to chase it. It's not enough for Dunn to try and score from third, but it's enough for Sebastian Watson to take second. A 1-0 count for Jalen Riddle. Riddle has scored twice. Got on with the walk his last time up. He'll take a strike from Greg. Try to always, in the imaging for Docs, which is the opens, all these recorded things you hear with the big voice guy. It's a 1-1 pitch. Misses low and outside. For the opening every year, try to pull out a clip with some of the guys that are still on the team the next year from the year before for the highlight there. And Max Gregg is a part of it. He was the pitcher in a play for Carson Dunn. Runners off the bags, but the throw goes to first. Sebastian Watson way off the bag at second on a ground ball right to Zane Garvey. Garvey gets the out at first to retire Jalen Riddle. 1 away. But the runners off the... Watson was way off the bag behind the shortstop. At third base, Carson Dunn quickly made the adjustment to get back to the bag. So 1 away, the defense still playing in, trying to make sure a run doesn't get a chance to come home and score. Squaring to bunt goes Campy, put it down third base side. Throw goes to first, a run will score. They do get the out at first, but Carson Dunn comes in to score. Doc Stewarts will take a 9-6 lead with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Stretch it back to a 3-run lead, and every run could be important. Up to third goes Watson on the sac bunt by Drew Camp. The safety squeeze. 2 down. Up to bat, top of the order. First pitch swinging for Brooks Avery. Skies it on the infield. The pitcher, Max Gregg, will make the catch on the mound. And so by my tally, we're 1 minute over the 1 hour and 50-minute time limit where you're not supposed to start a new inning. But Docs are taking the field here, so it looks like we may be doing it. It's a 3-run lead at the moment for the Doc Stewarts as they score 1 run here in the 6th inning. Coach Savage is out to talk with the umpire here. They're going to bring in Parker Burke. I think we're playing the 7th, so we'll take our 60-second break and be back after this on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Doc Stewarts will make another call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsurers.com for a quote today. It'll be Parker Burke to take over after Evan Corbin goes 2 innings. He'll face Connor Stone to lead things off in the 7th. First pitch fouled away for strike 1. Stone is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short and his only at bat. He took over for Aiden Rice, who had 2 plate appearances. Burke's 0-1 pitch. Bounces outside. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by our friends at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 1-1 count, a 3-run lead. Docs need 3 outs to secure a win and a spot tomorrow in the morning game. As a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Stone. If the Docs can hang on here, they'll snap a 4-game winning streak against for Mound Time. And Mound Time, they will no longer have their unblemished, undefeated record in the tournament. That hits off the front elbow of Connor Stone as a breaking ball gets away from Parker Burke. And that's where that run in the 6th inning comes in big for the Docs. Game-tying run is still the on-deck hitter with 1 runner on now.
Spencer Kowalski.
So Stone gets on at first with nobody out. It'll be Spencer Kowalski, the catcher. He's had a big fan sitting in front of us here a few rows down throughout the night. Burke's first pitch low for ball 1. Stick around when this game goes final. We'll have the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show for you coming up. Recap this one. Ground ball left side, picked up by the third baseman Riddle. Gets it to second. They'll get the lead runner. Riddle didn't get it out of the glove cleanly, so he got it a little late to Kay Johnson at second, but they do get the lead runner. 1 away as Stone is out. Fielder's choice for Kowalski. He gets on for a 3rd time tonight. And they will bring in the courtesy runner for the catcher. And that has been Titan Pasco. So still a runner on at first. Now 1 away. Doc Stewart's 2 outs from moving into tomorrow's 3rd versus 4th place game. Zane Garvey is the shortstop. He's 0 for 3 in the 9 spot. He stands in. He'll take low. The ball gets by Parker Burke up to second base. Goes Pasco. So a runner in scoring position now for Mound Time. 1-0 pitch. Garvey grounds it foul down the first base side. Pulls it for the left-handed hitter. So Parker Burke earned a save yesterday. Pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning. This will be another save opportunity for him here. Hits the outside corner on the 1-1 to Garvey. Top of the order waits on deck, Caden Kingsbury. 1-2 pitch here to the 9 hitter with a man at second. Line drive to center field. Diving attempt knocked down by Dunn. They're going to score a run as on is Zane Garvey. RBI for Garvey on his first hit of the game. And it's now a 2-run ball game. Game-tying run comes to the plate. Just 1 out. It's 9-7. So Garvey drives in Pasco from second. First pitch, strike one. Caden Kingsbury. He stands in. He is 0 for 2 in the game. A walk, a sac fly, and reaching on an error, plus a run scored for him. He grounds one left side. That'll get through. Mound Time not going down quietly. Runners at first and second with one down. Back-to-back singles. That is 2 hits here in the frame. 10 hits total in the game now for Mound Time. Nigel Phelan will bat. He is 1 for 3. Had a single his last time up. That was against Evan Corbin. First pitch, strike one on the outside corner to the lefty Phelan. Out at second base, Zane Garvey, the shortstop. At first base, Caden Kingsbury. Parker Burke on the mound looking to close it out. Gets another strike, hitting the outside corner to the lefty. Tonight's contest brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Strike 3, got him looking on the outside corner. There's 2 away. Phelan goes down. First strikeout for Burke. 2 down. It'll be up to Caden Bertram.
Next batter, Caden Bertram.
So 2 away. It'll be Caden Bertram, who is 2 for 3 in the game with a walk. He has scored twice. He stands in with runners at first and second and 2 down. Burke will step off the rubber. He's got 2 away, needs 1 more to close this game out. First pitch swinging, ground ball, third base side, picked up by Riddle. Throw across the diamond. Docs will play tomorrow as they get the win against Mound Time 9-7. Doc Stewarts finish it off. Parker Burke picks up his second save of the season. The win will go to Evan Corbin. 9-7 the final score. Doc Stewarts get the win. Max Gregg will take the loss. And the Doc Stewarts will be playing tomorrow morning at 10:30. We'll have more details about tomorrow's schedule for you here coming up. But Docs, we know they'll be playing in the morning game tomorrow. A big win there for the Docs as they look to try and continue to build momentum on this season. I think this was a prove-it game for the Doc Stewarts here tonight. They win it 9-7. We'll come back with the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show after this. Let's make it a 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Welcome you back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where your final score, Doc Stewart's win over Mound Time out of Hillsboro, 9-7. The numbers, 7 runs on 10 hits, 4 errors for Mound Time. They leave 11 men on base. 9 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Docs, 10 men left on base. Evan Corbin in relief of Colton Sywell gets the win as he pitches 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 4 runs total, 5 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Parker Burke will pick up the save for the Docs, pitching the 7th inning. Burke goes 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 1 and hit 1 batter in there as well. So Burke picks up his 2nd save in as many days. Taking the locks will be Max Gregg. Gregg pitched the final 2 2/3 innings. And in that time, he ended up giving up 5 runs to the Doc Stewarts after Mound Time had rallied to take a 1-run lead at 5-4. The Docs would rally back against Gregg for the 9-7 win. So the Doc Stewarts will finish in 4th place here in their tournament. They'll play tomorrow in the 3rd place versus 4th place game. The question is who is in that? Now, after the completion here, we've got 3 teams that finished tied at 3-1. So we're not sure who's first, second, or third because they're all tied, and we've got to go to the tiebreakers. And we are going to the expertise of the coaches to figure out exactly what that is. And I don't know if they've got a coin toss or something going on down there. It seems like a lot of guys at street clothes that might be here to find out. Feel bad for Boss Baseball. Boss Baseball was waiting to find out. It was either the Docs were going to get in or Boss Baseball was. Boss needed the Docs to win. Actually, Boss Baseball needed the Docs to lose to be able to get in. Docs win and get in and knock Boss Baseball out of the games coming up tomorrow. So, unfortunately, they were hanging around. I'm not sure what their situation will be, but they will be hanging around to find out what exactly, if anything, they will have in store for them. I don't know if they had the hotel rooms for another night or not. So the Doc Stewarts, though, get the win 9-7. Docs improve to 5-5-1 on the year. For Mound Time, they go to 7-6, and that is, in fact, the first loss that Mound Time has suffered against an American Legion baseball team. Their other losses came against the Wild Wild West collegiate baseball teams. Those are collegiate wood bat teams that the 4-team league up there in the Portland area that play at a ballpark up there. Mound Time going 3-5 against those college baseball teams. And the Doc Stewarts hand Mound Time their first loss against a Legion baseball program here this summer. A big win there for the Doc Stewarts. I think definitely one that can help build the confidence for this team. We'll see what they have tomorrow. They'll be playing either Mound Time, Medford, or Mid-Valley. We're not sure which one of those three teams Doc Stewarts will be playing. We'll go ahead and take another 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll hopefully have some of those pairings for you. We'll also recap the scoring and take a look at some of the numbers as we wrap this one up. This is the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Since 1977, their team works to provide you the most efficient and effective property management and real estate services. Find available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Back after another 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, wrapping things up here on this Saturday night for you. Joey Keyran hanging out here, waiting to figure out the schedule of events tomorrow still, but we've got some more numbers to go through as we continue on with the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. As we get ready for it, I'll remind you that you can find available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Well, the Doc Stewarts get a 9-7 win over Mound Time to keep their tournament going. Doc Stewart's the host here in this one, and they were hoping to play on the final day of the tournament, but they had to win against the team that hadn't lost a game in the tournament to be able to get into tomorrow's matchup. They will be playing in the third versus fourth place matchup, but we don't know who third place is going to be. The Doc Stewarts, we know that clinching were Mid-Valley, Medford, and Mound Time. They were all secured into the games coming up tomorrow, but they didn't know who or when they were going to be playing, waiting for the results of this final game of the tournament between the Doc Stewarts and Mound Time to figure out who would finish first, second, and third. Mound Time with a win would have finished first automatically at 4-0 in the tournament, but they lose, so you've got three teams at 3-1, and then the Doc Stewarts at 2-1-1, finishing in fourth place. And that knocked Boss Baseball, which finished 2-2 and had the tiebreaker over Salem, which also finished 2-2. Boss Baseball would have been in if the Doc Stewarts had lost and fallen to 1-2-1. So we are waiting to find out. I think they're kind of going through everything and getting that all squared away here, and hopefully we'll have that here momentarily. This was a back-and-forth affair. Mound Time took a 1-0 lead in the first inning after a two-out walk to Caden Bertram. Eli Bro drove in the go-ahead run with a double and put Mound Time on top. Doc Stewarts would tie it in the bottom of the second after back-to-back walks to lead off things in the second inning. A single on a bunt by Carson Dunn loaded the bases. Sebastian Watson hit a ground ball that ended up going to the first baseman, and they would get the out at home, so they would save a run there. That was your first out, but you still had runners on base, and then later in that inning, a bases-loaded walk to Drew Camp would tie it up at 1-1. We've got 1 second here. We've got the schedule for tomorrow, it looks like. Okay. We're going to have Docs and Mound Time again tomorrow at 10:30. So Docs and Mound Time at 10:30 tomorrow. They will have a rematch. And then it was Mid-Valley and Medford that will play in the tournament championship game at 2 o'clock. So there we go. That's our schedule for tomorrow. So continuing on with your scoring, it was tied 1-1 on the bases-loaded walk to Drew Camp in the second. Docs would take a 2-1 lead in the third as they got a run scored on a single by Carson Dunn. That came after Evan Martin reached on an error and would eventually come around to score. Mound Time would tie it up with a run in the top of the fourth inning. That came on a sac fly by Caden Kingsbury and made it 2-2. And Docs would retake the lead in the fourth inning with 2 runs. A run scored on a throwing error. Jalen Riddle would come in after a leadoff double. He'd come in on the throwing error. Drew Camp got on base. He would come around to score. After he reached on the error, he would score on Cade Johnson's double. That gave the Doc Stewarts a 4-2 advantage. Mound Time would take it back, though. 3 runs in the top of the fifth inning, and they led 5-4. They scored on a double by Cooper Wygant, and then scored on... Let's see. Wygant might have driven in 2 on that double. That might have been the case, and I only wrote down 1. And then he would score on a throwing error by the catcher on a run to second base. The throw went into center field, easily allowing him to score. So Cooper Wygant scoring 2 on that double, and then he scored on a throwing error to make it a 5-4 lead for Mound Time. But the Doc Stewarts would take it right back with 4 runs in the bottom of the fifth inning. Doc Stewarts were able to get a little bit of help with an error on the first at-bat there for Carson Dunn. He got on with the error. He would come around to score on a triple by Drew Camp. That drove in Jalen Riddle as well. And then Brooks Avery would drive in a run on a fielder's choice, a bunt that they tried to get the out at home, and they couldn't. And so Brooks Avery got on safely on the fielder's choice, and that would bring in another run. Then Cade Johnson drove in a run on a double, and the 4 runs would put the Docs in front for good. The teams would trade runs in the 6th inning. Mound Time got 1 more run back in the 7th inning on a single by Zane Garvey, but they were unable to bring in the game-tying run. They had the runner at first base, the game-tying run, but they left them stranded there. And again, the final score 9-7 here in this one. some of the highlights offensively because we're running long here, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Caden Bertram, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Eli Bro, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a run scored. And Cooper Wygant was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI with his double. So those are some of the numbers there for the Docs. Cade Johnson with 2 doubles in this game, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Carson Dunn was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And at the bottom of the lineup, Drew Camp was 1 for 2, 2 runs scored with 4 RBI. Here tonight he had the triple in there for the Doc Stewarts. So big night with the ball flying around the ballpark here tonight. 9-7 the final score, and we'll do it all again coming up tomorrow morning at 10:30. Docs will take on Mound Time for a second consecutive day as they play in the 3-4 matchup coming up tomorrow at 10:30. So we'll be back on the airwaves coming up tomorrow morning at 10:15. In the championship game, Mid-Valley and Medford will square off at 2 o'clock. All right, we're going to say thanks to Mound Time. It was a great ball game here. We look forward to doing it again coming up tomorrow. Want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage, the entire Roseburg American Legion baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyram. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning when the Doc Stewarts take on Mound Time for a second consecutive game. That will be a 3-4 matchup for third place in the tournament standings. Doc Stewarts will try to pull off a second straight win against Mound Time coming up tomorrow at 10:30. Pregame at 10:15. We'll catch you then here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.